Hello learners, on behalf of Indira Gandhi National Open University, I welcome you for this video lecture session. Today's topic is important aspects of reliability. This is the 35th module of the course Quality Engineering and Management. I am Subhashish Maji, Professor in School of Engineering and Technology from Indira Gandhi National Open University. Dear learners, let us begin our discussion on the topic Design Important Aspects of Reliability. After listening to this video lecture, you will be able to explain the important aspects of reliability. You will be able to describe the maintainability and availability, and you will be able to discuss on improving reliability of a system. Lastly, you will be able to solve the numerical related to maintainability and availability. A product's reliability depends on a number of factors including its design, manufacture, transportation and maintenance. The most important aspect of reliability is the design. It should be as simple as possible. As previously discussed, the greater the number of components, the greater the chances of product failure, especially when these components are in series. If a system has 40 components in series and each component has a reliability of 0.96, the system reliability is RS is equal to 0.96 to the power 40, that comes out to be 0.1953. So, dear learners, you see that individual components reliability is 0.96, that means 96% is the probability that it will work. But if you put all the 40 components in series, whose reliability will be 0.1953, that is only 19.53% of the probability that the series structure will work. The fewer the components in series, the better the reliability. Another way of achieving reliability is to have a backup or redundant component. When the primary component fails, another component is activated. This concept was illustrated by the parallel arrangement of components. It is frequently cheaper to have inexpensive redundant components to achieve a particular reliability than to have a single expensive component. Reliability can also be enhanced by over-design. Also, taking into consideration various safety factors at the time of design and development can increase the reliability of a product. For example, a 1-inch rope may be replaced by a half-an-inch rope, provided half-an-inch rope suffices for the purpose. The maintenance of the system is an important factor in reliability. Products that are easy to maintain are likely to be more reliable. In some situations, if the system is designed and developed taking into consideration various safety measures, it may be more practical to eliminate the need for maintenance. For example, well-impregnated bearings do not need lubrication for the life of the product. Environmental conditions such as dust, temperature, moisture and vibration can be the cause of failure. The designer must protect the product from these conditions. Heat shields Rubber vibration mounts and filters are used to increase the reliability under adverse environmental conditions. There is a definite relationship between investment in reliability and resultant reliability. However, after a certain point, there is only a slight improvement in reliability for a large increase in product cost. For example, assume that a rupees 5,000 component has a reliability of 0.75. If the cost is increased to rupees 10,000, the reliability becomes 0.90. If the cost is increased to rupees 15,000, the reliability becomes 0.94. And if the cost is increased to rupees 20,000, the reliability becomes 0.96. As can be seen by this hypothetical example, there is a diminishing reliability return for the invested rupee. The manufacturing process is the second most important aspect of reliability. Basic quality control techniques will minimize the risk of product failure. Emphasis should be placed on those components which are least reliable. Manufacturing personnel can take action to ensure that the equipment used is right for the job and check new equipment as it becomes available. In addition, they can experiment with process conditions to determine which condition produce more reliable product. The second way of looking at reliability may be through the incorporation of time dimension. Probabilities are determined relative to a specified length of time. This approach is commonly used in product warranties, which pertains to a given period of time after purchase of a product. The third aspect of reliability is the transportation of the product to the customer. No matter how well conceived the design or how carefully the goods are manufactured, the actual performance of the product judged by the customer is the final evaluation. The reliability of the product at the point of use can be greatly affected by the type of handling of the product in the transit. Good packaging techniques and shipment evaluation are essential. Design, important aspect of reliability. A product's reliability depends on a number of factors including its design, manufacture, transportation and maintenance. Design. The most important aspect of reliability is the design. It should be as simple as possible. Manufacturing. The manufacturing process is the second most important aspect of reliability. Basic quality control techniques will minimize the risk of product failure. Emphasis should be placed on those components which are least reliable. Transportation. The third aspect of reliability is the transportation of the product to the customer. Suppose if you go to a dealer and select a fridge. At the time of purchasing, that fridge was alright, extremely in a good condition, but that is to be delivered at your home. Next day, when the fridge is delivered to your house, if you notice that there is a scratch, some component is dented and there is some part is not working because of the transportation problem. Definitely, the thing which you select for purchasing for a good refrigerator, that at that time you lose your confidence for purchasing any product from that particular retailer, because the delivery for the item is not as per your expectation. So transportation plays a very important role. While designers try to eliminate the need for customer maintenance, there are many situations where it is not practical or possible. Initially, there is more failure of the component. So this is known as the debugging phase. Then after some time, you will find that only the random failures are there, but the component is, or after some times you will find that the random failures are there, but the product is working as per your expectation. But in the last stage you will find that there are tremendous failure rate is there, because this is the wear out phase, and this is known as the bathtub failure rate versus time. So you will see that it depicts the failure rate versus time for any product. Initially the failure rate will be more, that we call it debugging phase, and later on you will find that only random failures are there. So this is in this time you will find that the product is giving the service as per your expectation. After that it will enter into the wear out phase, where the failure rate is high. Now let us discuss about maintainability. Maintainability is the ability or probability that a device will be restored to a state in which it can perform the required function when maintenance action is performed in accordance with prescribed procedure. Various concepts of maintainability are: all maintenance tasks are accomplished with minimum number of people and in the shortest possible downtime of equipment. Because if there is a failure of any component, that in that case the component has to be repaired, and if it takes longer time, then we say that the whole operation will be shut down, because that component is absolutely necessary for the process. So maintenance time has to be less if there is any failure for any component. There is minimum expenditure on spare parts, least number and types of tools are required for testing equipment and facilities, etc. Task of maintenance is safely accomplished, and minimum training to maintenance staff is required. The equation assuming Poisson distribution repair times for maintainability in terms of allowable time for repair, etc. is given by M is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus mu t, where M is maintainability and is the probability of repairing in time t. T is equal to maximum allowable time to repair, and mu is maintenance action rate or average number of maintenance actions per period of time. Availability, a related measure of importance to customers and hence to designers, is availability. It measures the fraction of time a piece of equipment is expected to be in operational as opposed to being down for repair. The availability factor can be computed using the following formula. Availability is equal to MTBF divided by MTBF plus MTTR. MTBF means mean time between failure. MTTR means mean time to repair. Obviously, if MTTR is less, then availability will be more. Types of availability. Number one is inherent availability. Number two, achieved availability. Number three, operational availability. First, let us discuss about inherent availability. Inherent availability is the probability that a system or equipment, when used under stated condition in an ideal support environment, that is readily available tools, spares, maintenance, personnel, etc., will operate satisfactorily at any point in time as required. So, inherent availability AI is equal to MTBF divided by MTBF plus MTTR. MTBF is mean time between failure and MTTR means mean time to repair. Let us discuss about achieved availability. Achieved availability is the probability that a system or equipment, when used under stated conditions in an ideal support environment, that is readily available tools, spares, personnel, etc., will operate satisfactorily at any point of time. So AA, that stands for achieved availability, is equal to MTBM divided by MTBM plus M, where MTBM stands for mean time between maintenance and M stands for mean active maintenance time. Operational availability is the probability that a system or equipment, when used under stated conditions in an actual operational environment, will operate satisfactorily when called upon. AO stands for operational availability, is equal to MTBM divided by MTBM plus MDT, where MTBM stands for mean time between maintenance and MDT stands for mean maintenance downtime. Let us take up a very interesting problem on inherent availability. A system has a mean time between failure of 120 hours and a mean time to repair of 12 hours. What is the inherent availability? Now we know very well that inherent availability is equal to MTBF divided by MTBF plus MTTR. Here MTBF is given as 120 hours and MTTR is given as 12 hours. So AI is equal to 120 divided by 120 plus 12. It comes out to be 0.9090 or 90.9%. Let us take up another numerical. A machine operator is expected to be able to operate for 250 hours between repairs and the mean repair time is expected to be 5 hours. Determine the availability of the machine. We know very well that availability is equal to MTBF divided by MTBF plus MTTR. Here MTBF is given as 250 hours and MTTR is given 5 hours. So AI is equal to 250 divided by 250 plus 5. That comes out to be 0.98 or 98%. Now let us take up another numerical. Equipment is required to meet an inherent availability of AI is equal to 0.975 and a mean time between failure, that is MTBF, is given as 120 hours. What is the permissible mean time to repair? That is, we have to calculate MTTR. Now we know very well that AI is equal to MTBF divided by MTBF plus MTTR. From this expression we can write MTTR is equal to MTBF multiplied by 1 minus AI divided by AI. So in this problem MTBF, that is mean time between failure, is given as 120 hours and AI, that is availability, is given as 0.975. Put the values of MTBF and AI in the expression for calculating MTTR. That comes out to be 3.077 hours. Let us take up another numerical, that is the total number of failure is 110. The total number of maintenance hours used to correct the 110 failures is 650. Calculate maintainability for 1, 3 and 12 hours. We know maintainability M is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus mu t, where mu is equal to maintenance action rate or average number of maintenance actions per period of time. Now first of all we have to calculate the value of mu from the given data. After that we can calculate the maintainability for 1 hour, 3 hour and 12 hours. So for this case mu is equal to 110 divided by 650, that comes out to be 0.1692. So first let us calculate maintainability for 1 hour. We know that M is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus mu t. Mu we have already calculated, that is equal to 0.1692. Put the value of mu and t is equal to 1 and calculate M. For this numerical it is 0.1557 or 15.57%. Now let us calculate maintainability for 2 hours. We know very well that maintainability M is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus mu t. We have already calculated the value of mu, that is 0.1692, and the value of t for this problem is 3 hours. So put the value of mu and t for this problem, we will get the value for M, that is maintainability for 3 hours, is equal to 0.3980 or 39.80%. Now let us calculate maintainability for 10 hours. So we know very well that M is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus mu t. the value of mu, that is already we have calculated for this problem. Mu is equal to 0.1692. The value of t is equal to 12. Put the value of mu and t in this expression. Finally, you will get the maintainability M is equal to 0.8687 or 86.87%. Now let us talk about the maintenance. While designers try to eliminate the need for customer maintenance, there are many situations where it is not practical or possible. In such cases, the customer should be given ample warning. For example, provision can be made for a warning light or buzzer when a component needs lubricant. Maintenance should be simple and easy to perform. Now let us see how we can improve the reliability. Reliability can be improved in a number of ways, some of which are as follows, like improved component design, improved production and assembly techniques, improved testing, use, redundancy, improved preventive maintenance procedure, improved user education, improved system design. Finally, it may be possible to increase the overall reliability of the system by simplifying the system, thereby reducing the number of components that could cause the system to fail. A fundamental question coming improving reliability is how much reliability is needed. The answer depends on the potential benefits of improvement and on the cost of those improvements. Dear learners, we have completed our discussions. Let us summarize very quickly what we have discussed today. We have discussed the important aspects of reliability. We have discussed the maintainability and availability of a system. We have discussed how to improve the reliability of a system, and we have discussed how to solve the numerical related to maintainability and availability. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best.